Kesh and Kehara were two little children who were more than best friends. They were like sunshine and rain. Kesh was a curious, clever boy who loved building things out of anything he could find, while Kehara, his aunt's daughter, was cheerful and full of laughter. Though she was his sister-in-law by family, to Kesh she was like a real sister. From the time they could walk, they played together under the big mango tree in their village, built sandcastles, and learned new things side by side. Every morning, their laughter could be heard all around the garden. But one day, everything changed. Kehara's parents decided to move abroad to a faraway country where they hoped for a better life. The day they left, Kesh stood by the gate, waving until the car disappeared down the road. The house felt empty. Even the birds seemed quieter without Kehara's giggle. Kesh missed her so much that he spent his days thinking of ways to see her again. One night, as he lay looking up at the stars, an idea came to him. A balloon! Not a small one, but a huge one that could carry him through the sky all the way to where Kehara lived. For days, he worked in his backyard, collecting old cloth, tying ropes, and using a big gas cylinder his father kept in the shed. With careful hands and a brave heart, Kesh built his magic gas balloon. He tied his little backpack, took a map he had drawn, and as the morning sun rose, he whispered, "Wait for me, Kehara," and floated up into the blue sky. The wind carried him over rivers, forests, and mountains. Sometimes clouds hid the sun, and sometimes birds flew beside him as if showing the way. He laughed with joy, but soon his journey turned into an adventure like no other. As the wind shifted north, his balloon was caught on the edge of the Himalayas. Towering mountains rose high into the sky, their peaks sharp and shining with snow. Far below, Kesh could see tiny figures, climbers making their way up the steep, icy cliffs. Their silhouettes looked small against the mighty mountains. It was breathtaking, but also dangerous. After crossing the tall Himalayas, Kesh's balloon drifted farther and farther until the air grew colder and the world below turned white. He had reached a land made of ice and snow, Antarctica. But suddenly a strong wind whooshed through the sky. Whoosh! The balloon shook and spun around. Before Kesh could hold on tight, it bumped against a block of ice and thump. He fell softly onto the snowy ground. Kesh shivered. It was freezing. All around him was snow, ice, and more snow. Just then, a group of penguins waddled up to him, tilting their heads curiously. Two kind scientists who worked there saw the penguins and hurried outside. "Oh my, a boy in the snow!" they cried, and quickly carried Kesh inside. When Kesh told them his story about Kehara, "We'll help you get to your friend." Together, they fixed Kesh's hot air balloon, patching the holes and checking the ropes. They even painted a bright red heart on the side, for good luck, they said. Just then, he noticed a strange light shining in the distance. He decided to follow it. The light led him to a small house glowing in the snow. Curious and cold, he entered, only to discover it was the home of a witch. The moment the witch saw him, she let out a terrible laugh, grabbed him, and trapped him inside a cage. Kesh was terrified and began to cry. Time passed slowly in the cold, glowing house, until suddenly a kind and beautiful little fairy appeared nearby. She fluttered softly, moving so quietly the witch didn't notice her. With a gentle wave of her wand, she freed Kesh from the cage. "Quickly, before she sees us," whispered the fairy. Together they raced outside and climbed into Kesh's balloon. The wind lifted them high into the night sky. As they floated among the clouds, the fairy pointed toward a shining horizon. "There lies a beautiful, magical land," she said softly. Kesh turned to look, but when he glanced back, the fairy had vanished into the light. The balloon drifted onward, leaving only a trail of sparkling dust behind. As he continued, huge shadows appeared in the sky. Giant birds circled his balloon, their wings beating the air like thunder. They swooped close, trying to snatch him away, but Kesh quickly tossed pieces of bread from his bag to distract them. The birds chased the crumbs instead, and Kesh sighed of relief as his balloon sailed safely past. After many days and nights, through cold and heat, storms and stars, Kesh finally saw a beautiful little town nestled among green hills and sparkling waterfalls. He said excitedly, "This must be the place." Then, there she was. In a garden full of flowers, Kehara was playing with her toys. Kesh couldn't believe his eyes. He slowly lowered his balloon right into the garden. When Kehara looked up and saw him, she gasped in surprise and shouted, "Kesh!" She ran to him and they hugged tightly, laughing and crying all at once. Soon Kehara's parents came out and they were amazed to see how far Kesh had come just to find his dear friend. They called his parents and helped them to come to the same country too. From that day on, Kesh and Kehara played together once again, this time in a new land filled with mountains, waterfalls, and dreams. And they all lived happily ever after.